Alright, you guys, this is the Nutty Professor again, and I am back at you guys on a Sunday. It's a little rainy, a little stormy out here. It's not as bright as it usually is, but I'm gonna go right on into it. And we are gonna, I'm a philosopher at heart. I'm a theorist at heart, and I'm looking for additional philosophers out there. If y'all are out there, come. Anyway, the philosophy I'm going to think of is called, I like to coin ethnogenetic protectionism. What is ethnogenetic protectionism? Say, for example, you have a Indian person. They just because of their language, just because of their culture, just because of their religion, just because of the way they dress, just because of their ways and norms, they have established a form of ethnogenetic protectionism. That ethnogenetic protectionism manifests itself in ethnogenetic business districts. That's the only reason why I'm talking about ethnogenetic protectionism, is when it comes down to form of ethnogenetic business centers, executives, business districts. That's what I'm talking about. If you're a Korean and you choose not to assimilate yourself into the American culture, you're actually doing a form of ethnogenetic protectionism. You're protecting your language, you're protecting your clothes, you're protecting your food you eat, you're protecting the spices, you're protecting everything there, so that a group of Indians are able to come here to the United States, and because of their ethnogenetic protectionism, they are able to establish ethnogenetic business districts that are maintained specifically for them. You look at us Black Americans, we have been completely, Americanized. We have been so Americanized. We dress white, we talk white, we damn near look white, we think white. We are essentially white people trapped in black skin. That's it. And so we don't understand this whole idea of ethnogenetic protectionism at all. We don't understand this whole idea of what can we do to be different, so that we can establish a form of ethnogenetic protectionism that can manifest itself in ethnogenetic business districts. The Jews, for example, they dress different. They have a completely different way of eating. They have a completely different way of this. They do everything completely different, and they do that as a form of ethnogenetic protectionism. As those Black people, you know, and I'll even go with the Nation of Islam, because he's Luz Farrakhan did a very good job of a form of Black ethnogenetic protectionism, in which we at least ate different. Them niggas ate bean pies or whatever the fuck they were eating. The education system different, but I think there was something that was lacking. There was not this full ethnogenetic protectionism. I don't know if it's because the fact that they're wearing bow ties, they're looking white. Why would an NOI member why would a Black person have to go to a NOI place to get a bow tie if he can go to any other place and get a bow tie? But if that Nation of Islam member was practicing a form of ethnogenetic protectionism, in which Black Americans, we dress different, we act different, we establish some type of pidgin English, we establish some type of different everything. We cook different, we eat different. We everything that we do different is only in the form of ethnogenetic protectionism, so that there could possibly be a revival of ethnogenetic business districts for Black people. For Black Americans, in my mind, I think of it as the jazz man. as a Louis Armstrong trumpeter. Every time you go by a business and you see that black, you see that black, not black skin, but just black sticker. You see that black image of the jazz man playing his trombone. You know that store is specifically a ethnogenetic store that is utilizing ethnogenetic protectionism, meaning that it's going to be unapologetically black, whatever that means. You know, we cannot practice ethnogenetic protectionism if we still going around calling ourselves black. You know, the only people on earth who can call themselves a color and practice ethnogenetic protectionism are white people. White is the only color that matters. Why we calling ourselves black is us taking the whip and whipping our own asses, whipping our own backs. That's it. You know, it took me 6 months for me to realize what Waka Flocka was saying when he said he was a Native American. When we came to this country, our language was taken away from us, our history was taken away from us, our ways, our religion, our genealogy, our family history, our family crest, our heraldry, everything was taken away from us, including the land. Whenever you psychologically brainwash someone so bad that our ancestors were done, the next generation that comes up, those next generations are Native Americans. They're Native American shadow slaves. Let's be real. They're Native American shadow slaves. The reason I call them Native American shadow slaves is because they're exactly what the United States wanted. They wanted a new generation to grow up not knowing they're slaves. Not knowing they were slaves. Let me had to grow up at that time. I would have known I was a slave. You couldn't have freed me, because I would have argued you down that I was not a slave. I work here. This is where I'm from. This is my family. I probably would have been one of the slaves that would have stayed put. You know, Harriet Tubman said she would have freed hundreds of thousands of more slaves if they had only known they were slaves. And I would have probably been one of the people that Harriet Tubman would not been able to free at all. Going back to ethnogenetic protectionism, I just want us to kind of really wrap our mind around that, and I want us to kind of eliminate eliminate the word racism, eliminate the word racist, and I want us to kind of think in a phrase of ethnogenetic protectionism. You know, white people, when they build their houses in those gated communities, they are practicing a form of ethnogenetic protectionism. Let's be real. They are not going to sit there and let all types of anybody come all up in their neighborhood, the neighborhoods that they build up specifically for them. They have them here, right here where I'm at right now. They practice a form of ethnogenetic protectionism. Whenever a small logistic company who gets different types of grants from the Department of Transportation, whenever that small business only chooses to hire white people, mainly because they white, their cousin's white, their uncle white, their granddaddy's white, everybody else is white, they're practicing a form of ethnogenetic protectionism. And so I just want us to really, really, really get the idea of race out of our mind, which race is a very, very, very serious matter when it comes down to the white race. They're the only people who should go around calling themselves a color, because that color means power. Everyone else should be calling themselves non-white, Native American, whatever the hell. And so these are just some of my theories on ethnogenetic protectionism. Tell me what you guys think. You know, I'm highly critical of my faculty. I'm going to stop calling you subscribers. I'm going to stop calling you fans. I'm going to start calling you faculty of Indigo Community. And I'm very critical of my faculty at Indigo Community. So let's see what you guys got.